Hello, bonjour, a very warm welcome to the Pacific Way. Developing effective community learning programs using a radio in the Pacific Islands is a challenge for broadcasters. There are diverse languages, cultures, and the lack of capacity of skilled people to plan and design such programs. In this story, we travel to Solomon Islands and Bougainville to see how various groups can collaborate to develop effective learning programs for their respective communities.
Seguir pravi n'interroni colgate altro per listeners from Mirna FM, satu kusena kormane Mirna FM on Dista Monday Avenue.
Radio is the main source of information and entertainment in Pacific Islands. It is also a powerful tool for education. A roadside stall was one of the stops for this group of community workers and broadcasters, learning to produce a program that would interest people.
But I think in a context like this, what it really means is that you have to work together.
Participants for the first workshop in Honiara were radio producers and community partners from the Isabel province. The Ministry of Health and civil society groups like the Solomon Islands Development Trust, SIDT, and People First Network, PFNet.
So they won't always have a consistent presence, for instance, on the health program. They won't always.
The assignment was to design a national component for a participatory community learning program about health in Isabel province. This is part of the Commonwealth of Learning's Healthy Community Initiative on Isabel.
So it's really that combination of getting the health experts to work together with the media people to design programs that will be not only good content and have the right information, but that will also be entertaining and appealing, and in that sense that people listen to them, because you can have great materials, you can have great content, but if they're really boring, nobody's going to listen to them. It's not really going to have any effect.
After much discussion, it was agreed that the chewing of betel nuts was a critical issue, and it had environmental and health impacts.
This is a betel nut June, and it comes from someone who chew. Yeah. And then
Participants then spoke to betel nut vendors and their customers.
That is very important for our young people to look at the health issues in our communities, because many of that the full percentage of the full population in Isabel province are dominated mostly by young people. In the 1999 census, I can surely tell you that it's dominated mostly by young people, and if that majority population, the young people, do not respect that health issues as a way forward, then it could be a disaster resting in the community.
The programs were edited and distributed for broadcast on the community radio stations in Isabel, as well as the health promotion unit of the Ministry of Health in the Solomon Islands.
When these community radio stations were put up there, I think very limited content development has been taught to the people. And in a lot of respect, the infrastructure that do exist on the island are basically seen as toys to the community. They are there, but how to use them to be having some strong or positive impact upon the people is non-existing, unfortunately.
us in the health division. With the community health radio, we want to pass the information to a wider community, and it is also a privilege that we also have community radio stations in Isabel, and that we will want to continue and make use of it.
The second workshop on Buka Island in Bougainville drew a large number of participants from the civil society groups, media, government departments and the community. Despite diverse representation, the group agreed that there is a need to draw up a schedule of programs addressing Bougainville women's health.
Previously, what has been happening on Bougainville is we have a lot of people, a lot of NGOs, a lot of government bodies. They are addressing the same people, but with no coordinated effort. So what we've come to realize after this workshop is that now people in the community level and in the NGOs and the doctors from the hospital and the community, they're very impressed and they want to work with us to support what the main aim is, to create a good society, healthy people, especially women and children.
One of my campaign strategies was to build capacity for the women on Bougainville and for South Bougainville for that matter, because I'm representing the Southern regional women. So, but I didn't actually know how I would do that. But after I attended this workshop, there's a light at the end of the tunnel now for me.
What I'm learning here, it will really help me to give awareness, through radio. When I'm presenting, talking about such issue, I know the bad behavior and the consequence that will come up when you do something that is not right. And if you do something like in the good behavior, it's something that is good. When you do it, then the benefit will be positive.
What I'm doing now is I'm practicing the script, ready for...
A pilot program introducing listeners to Bougainville Mary Today was produced.
Yeah, I'm just editing, getting the inserts, looking at what inserts to put into the script. We've learned a lot, I guess. A lot of us from the media, including the community side, we've learned a lot. Yeah. Things we didn't know, and yeah, the community people to the NGOs have come to appreciate the work that media do. It seems a lot like it's easy work, but it's very hard work coming up with a program, daily program.
I enjoyed the program, the end product of it. Not much of criticism I can throw, but the box spots and small interviews were excellent. I know we will do better from our people from New Dawn and NDC. We are here to support them. Next new products, production that is coming up. Thank you.
It is hoped that the messages about health issues heard on the community radio will be discussed by the communities in other ways, such as listener and drama groups, songs and dance, which are very much part of the life of Pacific Islanders.
Welcome back. You're watching The Pacific Way. In January this year, the former Director General of the Secretariat of the Pacific Community, SPC, Dr. Jimmie Rodgers, bid goodbye to a place he called his second home. Described as a great achiever, Dr. Rodgers empowered communities and made a positive difference in people's lives. This short story is a tribute to Dr. Rodgers and his contribution to SPC.
It's been an exciting journey. It is satisfying being able to be in a position to serve our Pacific countries and territories and Pacific people in a different way. It's been fulfilling, and I think the commendation from the members demonstrates the appreciation they have for the services that SPC as an organization provides. One of the features of the last 8 years for me is to put not only people at the center, but a human heart at the center.
A fitting farewell for a leader, visionary and a colleague.
We want to fully recognize and honor Jimmie's 17 years and 9 months service to SPC, including his 8-year term as the longest serving Director General. Jimmie has supported and has also been at the helm of the extended period of rapid changes in the organization, with SPC's own reforms as well as the implementation of the regional institutional framework decisions, as well as the implementation of the Pacific Plan.
Jimmie hails from Solomon Islands and is originally a medical practitioner specializing in anesthesia. Being a people-centered person has made him a great achiever. He's industrious, kind-hearted and innovative. His vision, intelligence and likable personality have left the enduring influence on colleagues he has left behind.
The feeling is mutual. I mean, I have enormous respect for Jimmie. I've known him a long time, and he's done an absolutely outstanding job at SPC. As I said in my brief remarks, I think SPC is what it is because of the leadership and the vision and the energy that Jimmie has. And if I can emulate a fraction of that, I'd be a happy man. So I have enormous respect for Dr. Rodgers.
Yeah, because I've got a series of meetings right after.
These are the admirable qualities of a man who led the largest and oldest regional organization in the Pacific. Prior to assuming the position of Director General, Jimmie, as he is fondly known, has been with SPC since 1996, first as Director of Programs and since 2000 as Senior Deputy Director General based in Suva, Fiji. His motto was to empower communities and make a positive difference in people's lives. In January this year, Jimmie was accorded a special farewell by SPC staff in Suva. A memorable occasion, one to be cherished.
There is a time for everything. And there is a time when a door closes, and that's my door. And another door opens, and that's Colin's door and the executive team. But also another door opens for me to exit. And that door leads me to...
After a long service with SPC, Jimmie now has a big picture in store. When asked what his future plans were, he happily replied,
Going fishing. There's fishing in many different, kind of perspectives. So Yeah, I hope to go back home to the Solomon Islands and then have a look at the lay of the land. I guess one of the things I'll be asking myself and others will be asking of me is where could I make the best contribution to Solomon Islands in that regard. And of course, not just Solomon Islands, you know, there is also the question of where and what might I be able to do to continue providing support to regional development.
For Jimmie, his contributions were never his own. He attributed a lot of his successes to his family, who he says has supported him through his exciting journey at SPC. After 8 years as the Director General for the Secretariat of the Pacific Community, Dr. Jimmie Rodgers finally bid goodbye to a place he's called his second home.
It's also very important to note that my contributions and whatever successes that I may have contributed to over my time at SPC, which is actually 17 and a bit years by the time I finished from SPC. The last 8 years we focus on was only the time when I was Director General. But I think it's important for me to acknowledge that whatever successes I may have contributed to in my time, total time at SPC, and especially during the last 8 years, is really just to pay tribute to my wife, my children, who have been supporting me through this journey. Remember
We hope you've enjoyed the show. The Pacific Way crew also values your ideas and opinions, so if you'd like to learn more about the show or give us a few comments, check us out on Facebook or on YouTube. Before we go though, we leave you with a Fijian meke at the Melanesian Arts Festival in Suva in 2006. Until next week, no fola, fuomus, tata.